All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. It is so good to be back amongst you all. It's been a while, man. It's been a while since we've done a live stream. We are back now. We're going to do regular live streams. It was a bit awkward. Obviously, we had such a good momentum, and then we had the international break. And then during the international break, there wasn't much that was going on. And then on top of that, there was a whole heap of stuff that was happening outside of Chelsea, all across the world. As some of you guys would have seen, what's happening in Palestine, what's happening in Israel. It just took over a lot of that time during that international break. So didn't really find a particular situation where I could go live. And then, of course, just before the Arsenal game, my son's birthday. So we went away for a few days and really enjoyed some time off, really enjoyed the vacation with the extended family, mom, dad, brother, cousins, uncles, aunties. We had a top-notch birthday for my son. He was absolutely spoiled, and we thoroughly enjoyed that time off. Absolutely thoroughly enjoyed. You would have, for some of you guys that follow me on Instagram, you would have seen some of the pictures. So do follow me on Instagram. If you don't, check it out. It's right on the screen at the moment. The other side of the coin.cfc on Instagram. If you don't follow me on Twitter as well, follow me on Twitter. But yeah, good to see so many of you guys back again, man. So as I said, we are well and truly back. We will be doing the regular live streams, and of course, the watch-alongs and everything. Everything is going to be non-stop once again until the next international break comes along. But even during then, we will try and be as busy as possible. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't catch the match live. Of course, I was just partying every night and with family and with my cousins. And by the time the match started, we were just also wrecked and we would just go to bed. But caught the highlights. I did catch the highlights of Chelsea versus Arsenal 2-2. And I've seen quite a few. We missed you on the watch-alongs, brother. Eunice held it down. Now, fair enough. And Tokozo, good to see you. Good to see RS7, Dexter, Iki, Don Mustaba, Blue Viking, Tommy Barabe, Solo. Good to see all of you guys. Honestly, great to see you guys. Blood. But I saw a lot of comments post that particular match against Arsenal, and it was a bit of a mixed review. There was a lot of people that were a bit upset about the situation, and understandable. We were leading 2-0, and then we obviously gave it away. We bottled it, to be honest. But there was a lot of people that were quite considerate about that particular performance. They understand that this is a project, and they understand that, look, against a quality team like Arsenal, yes, we should have finished off the job. But at the end of the day, we are going to learn. We are going to learn with this particular team. And if anyone had said to you guys before the match, would you take a draw? I think a lot of you guys would say that I would take a draw. Honestly, I didn't do a preview for that particular match, but in my back of my head, my predicted score was 2-2. I was actually thinking a draw. My motto would have been for the preview that make sure you don't lose. That's the number one policy. Don't lose to Arsenal at home at Stamford Bridge. And, we didn't lose. And to be honest, I know it's very easy to sit now here after the match when I didn't watch it live. I think if I'd watched it live, it would have been a different scenario. I've seen some of the reactions of Matisse, and I've seen some of the reactions of Eunice. Both of those guys, they felt hurt after the match. Of course, I think it would have been a different feeling watching the match live. But sitting down and seeing the match, 24 hours to 48 hours later, and talking about it now, literally 3 days later, it feels like, do you know what? Maybe it wasn't a bad draw to take away. But and this is what I mean. Look, there is a lot of things to talk about. Robert Sanchez's name has been thrown around. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about some really good performances from Cole Palmer, Mudryk, and of course, Conor Gallagher. Conor Gallagher is a name we definitely want to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. I think he definitely deserves a lot of praise. Like overall, as I've said in the title, as you guys can see, I think there's a lot to like about. There is a lot to like about, definitely. Let's start the conversation from Mauricio Pochettino. I think a lot of people were a bit annoyed by some of his substitutions. They felt that it was a bit negative. Look, overall, what I want to say about Mauricio Pochettino, I have to say, he is slowly starting to galvanize this particular Chelsea team. I feel like now we can really start backing this particular project. All of these P words, not that long ago, we were getting annoyed. Project, process, patience. But, over the last few games, I've seen a bit of a shift. I've seen a bit of a momentum change. I've seen the belief in the team. And I've seen players really, really work hard for the team. So, look, I'm sure Mauricio Pochettino is learning as well at the moment. He's learning from his players. He's understanding them better. And I'm pretty certain down the track, his substitutions will be a lot more positive. I feel like against Arsenal, maybe it was a tad bit negative. And I'm going to take some of your comments very, very soon. But overall, ladies and gentlemen, I feel like this is the level of consistency that I want to see from our football club. Do you know what I mean? Like, we've had some decent wins before the international break. Then we had a really good performance against Arsenal for the predominant part of the game for at least 70 minutes. And then the final 20 minutes, we've kind of sort of drifted away. I don't want to now see going into the Brentford game a lackluster performance. I needed to really carry on with the consistency. Now, I'm not saying we can't lose any game from here on. No, of course we can. Of course we can lose games. But we cannot have a prolonged period of hiccups. Do you know what I mean? You can have the odd hiccup here and there. And I feel like, with the Arsenal game, the final 20 minutes, you can sort of consider that as a hiccup. Now, I don't want to back this particular hiccup. And you can see a lot of players were so upset. Mark Cucurella is another name that we need to throw into the mix of players that has done so well, after being not sort of being part of the team initially when the season started. There was rumors about him leaving. Mark Cucurella, off the back of the Arsenal game, was saying he was angry. He felt a lot of anger. He felt that 3 points should have been deserved for Chelsea Football Club. There is no way Arsenal deserved even a point. So these sort of things I like to see from the team. These sort of attitude, this sort of behavior, I love to see from the team. The hurt, make the pain and the hurt drive into something positive. So this is what I want to see. Let's see what you guys are saying before we move on to some conversations in regards to particular players. Great to have you back, Miz. Good to see you, my man. London is blue. Don is saying the same Arsenal team without Saka defeated Man City, and we drew to the team with Saka only considered due to an individual mistake. As a team, we dominated them. Exactly. So I think there's a lot to like about. There is a lot to like about. Now, having said that, I'm not saying don't feel sad about the situation. Of course you're going to be sad. We had Arsenal by the neck, by the scruff of their neck. And to let that go, obviously it's going to hurt. But I think in the bigger context of things, I think we can start saying that maybe this is a project we can finally start backing. That's the way I'm feeling at the moment. Subs were very negative, but you can see the group coming together, mate, and to think we are still a long way off a full squad. Absolutely. We're going to get quite a lot of players back, fully fit very, very soon. Reece James, hopefully, will slowly start getting fully fit. You've got Kaini Chukwuemeka, hopefully, just around the corner. And many more players, of course, many more players. Mudryk as well. We're going to talk about Mudryk. Don't you worry. 100% we're going to talk about Mudryk. There's no doubts about that. Osimhen, Alphonso Davies, and Donnarumma, and our team is complete for the next 10 years. See, These are the type of comments. Look, I appreciate you, Iki, a lot, but we need to stop worrying about more players. Like let's worry about what we have right now. Let's be excited about what we got right now. Let's not think about the next window, the January window. Let's get Osimhen, let's get Alphonso Davies, let's get Donnarumma. I mean, come on, man. We should be happy with what Cucurella is doing. We should be looking forward to maybe, I don't know, whether Ian Martin gets an opportunity on the left side. I don't know. But Alphonso Davies, yeah, of course, fantastic player. But why would Alphonso Davies come to Chelsea Football Club now? Do you know what I mean? Like, he's playing for Bayern Munich. They're in the Champions League. Yeah, this is probably not the greatest time for Alphonso Davies to come to Chelsea. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of hard work that needs to be done at Chelsea Football Club. Donnarumma, to be honest, I'm not convinced with Donnarumma. There are times where Donnarumma looks a little bit shaky. Let's talk about this particular goalkeeper situation. All right, let's start from the goalkeeper. Let me know in the live chat as well, ladies and gentlemen, what you feel about Robert Sanchez. Put your comments down. Actually, let me put up a poll so that we kick things going. Is Robert Sanchez a long-term Chelsea number one? Okay. All right. Let's start this poll. All right. Put your comments as well. I'll put a poll up. Make sure you participate on the poll as well. Okay. Let's talk about Robert Sanchez. 152 of you guys are live right now. Ladies and gentlemen, I am back. You love this channel. You always tune in for the live stream. Make sure you smash the like button. Show me the love. Show me the love that you guys have for this channel and for me by smashing that like button, ladies and gentlemen. Pump that likes up to well over 150 because we've clearly got enough people. And if you're here for the first time, subscribe. We are literally so close to 30,000 subscribers. Let's get there, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Robert Sanchez, ladies and gentlemen, when we first, when we signed him in the summer transfer window, I said that he's not a bad goalkeeper because I watched Brighton a lot during Graham Potter and also when Roberto De Zerbi took over. Obviously, when Roberto De Zerbi took over, he dropped Sanchez. Robert Sanchez under Graham Potter, I kid you not, was a very good goalkeeper and someone who had very, very good distributions. I'm not going to pretend now that particular goalkeeper that I saw under Graham Potter in Brighton was a nobody. No, he was a good goalkeeper. I'm not saying he was world class, but he was good goalkeeper. I'll even go one step further. I personally felt he was a tad bit better than Kepa when it came in terms of distribution. Kepa, I feel like, is a bit overrated with his distribution. Kepa's distribution was a bit funny as well, if I'm being absolutely honest. But I did say Robert Sanchez is not a world-class goalkeeper. Is a good goalkeeper, but he ain't a world-class goalkeeper. Chelsea Football Club potentially needs a world-class goalkeeper. If you want to compete at the highest level, you need a world-class goalkeeper. But at this moment, we really can't do anything about it. This is what we've got. Kepa's gone on loan, so Robert Sanchez is the number one goalkeeper. And we're going to have to hope that he does well. This season so far, there's been games where Robert Sanchez has been an absolute beast. We're not gonna sit here and deny that, are we? Ladies and gentlemen in the live chat, we cannot sit here and deny that there hasn't been games this season where Robert Sanchez was man of the match. So not that long ago, we were all praising him, right? And then off the back of this Arsenal game where it was a clear-cut mistake, now everyone wants this guy dropped. Everyone wants him gone. I get it. I fully understand the mistake he made against Arsenal. Gifting that goal for Declan Rice started the rotting, started the bottle job for us, potentially dropping 2 points. But look, I still want to give Robert Sanchez a chance for the rest of the season. Look, there's not much we can do. I wanted someone else in the summer window. I actually wanted from the get-go Mike Mannion. obviously AC Milan was smashing a lot of money. They were asking a lot of money for Mike Maignan. And then Andre Onana's rumor came around. I wanted Andre Onana as well. I thought if it's not Mike Maignan, then let's get Andre Onana, because the Andre Onana that I saw at Inter Milan looked unbelievable. Formidable defense, then a goalkeeper that was sensational with the ball, and his shot stopping was great. And then you see the Andre Onana now at Man United, you feel, wow, what the F is going on, right? A lot of people are asking for Petrovic. Look, Petrovic versus Blackburn by Ernest, comment coming up. I think that's probably worth giving that chance. So I would give him an opportunity. But to ask for Petrovic to be the number one at Chelsea Football Club straight away, that's probably a bit mad. That really is a bit mad. You have to understand, Robert Sanchez, he's got at Chelsea Football Club the Brighton goalkeeping coach as well. So, we have to back Robert Sanchez. Let's see what he does in the next few matches. Hopefully he can keep all of these errors to an absolute minimal. But every now and then, look, do you know what? Robert Sanchez against Brighton, when we played Brighton in the Carabao Cup, he was making some mad errors there too with his distribution. That first half from Robert Sanchez was wild. How Brighton didn't score off some of his mistakes that particular game, I don't know. So let's keep a watch. Let's see where Robert Sanchez is going with his goalkeeping attributes. I think his shot stopping is not bad. Distributions can be a bit funny every now and then, but we can't really do much at the moment. I feel like, yes, give Petrovic a chance against Blackburn, and then we'll see what happens after that. And then if Robert Sanchez is unable to convince us by the end of the season, then next summer we do need to look at potentially doing something about that situation. All right, let's have a look at some of your comments. Before we look at some of the comments, let's check out the poll. Nearly 100 votes, and we've already got 86% saying, is Robert Sanchez a long-term Chelsea number one? No. So predominantly people are not happy. They want a different goalkeeper. Silver Surfer, good to see you, my man. Poch will get a better goalkeeper. He had Hugo Lloris, who was world-class for a couple of seasons when Poch was manager of Spurs. So I trust Poch to get a better keeper. All right, let's see who he ends up getting. Silver Surfer again, is Petrovic even ready though? We 100% need a better keeper than Sanchez. He ain't the number one for us. There you go. Silver Surfer has made his decision. Umtiti, he made a mistake that almost every game he just been lucky so far. That's probably true. And this is where we need to keep a good eye on Robert Sanchez as to what he's doing. If he's doing this on a regular basis, every single game, putting us in a deep trouble, and we're just getting lucky, as you saw against Arsenal, we're not always going to be lucky. Don is saying that mistake wasn't his first one, though. It was his first one. He was punished. True. Very, very true. Very true. And this is what I mean. Let's keep a good eye on Robert Sanchez, where he's, where it's all leading towards. If he continues with these type of mistakes all the time, I think we will need to ask and push for Petrovic to start. But I think Petrovic against Blackburn is a good shout. Royston, good to see you, my man. Miss, the keeper market is not that great. How many elite keepers are out there? True. Mike Maignan is probably the only one that's out there. Which other goalkeeper? Porto goalkeeper, Diogo Costa is probably the one. Maignan is out injured at the moment. There you go. That's another problem. Eddie, good to see you. Walaikum assalam, my brother. Ms. A break makes the heart go fonder. Yes, absolutely. Sometimes a break is good. It makes you guys feel. You need to miss me sometimes. You know what I mean? You need to miss me. The Blues. This is not the first time Miz he did mistakes. Same mistakes. Few matches before. Thank God they didn't score now. Fair enough. Okay. All right. I'm gonna end the poll, and we're gonna talk about another particular individual. Okay, next up, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about Conor Gallagher. I think Conor Gallagher is a particular name we definitely need to talk about. I definitely need to talk about. And I have to say, some of the clips that I've seen against Arsenal, and this is now back to back really good performances from Conor Gallagher. What I've been really impressed with Conor Gallagher in recent times is how good he's become in tight spaces. Before, Conor Gallagher in tight spaces, he would cough up the ball. He would get pressed, he would cough up the ball, and you'd start thinking what's going on. Now, in tight spaces, Conor Gallagher has actually got the ability to make a first-time pass. He gives and goes. He doesn't think too long on the ball. He before the ball comes to him, he has a plan that where he needs to go. So these are some of the attributes that I'm really starting to like about Conor Gallagher. And to all the people that were telling me before, not that long ago, oh, Miz, you're a hater. I have never, ever been a Conor Gallagher hater. It's just I felt that he doesn't have everything that I desire in the midfield for a Chelsea midfielder to have. But I'm starting to see this particular player. He is working so hard. I always knew this particular player worked hard off the ball. There was never, ever any doubt about Conor Gallagher off the ball. But now to see how hard he is working with the ball, it's sensational to watch. It really is. Especially his passing, ability, just keeping things simple but being quick. Simple but quick. That's the most important part. Not just keeping things simple, but you're taking a long time to process. So kudos to Conor Gallagher. I'm very happy. I've just tweeted out not that long ago saying that one of the best pleasures I get from being a fan is when a player proves me wrong. When a player proves me wrong, that is the best pleasure I get, because that's beautiful, man. You didn't believe in a particular player and the player has turned things around to make you a believer. I'm a believer now. Do you know what I mean? But having said that, I still do want to see Conor Gallagher continue like this. I don't want this to be a purple patch. I want him to genuinely start, having some of these attributes that he's worked on to be the regular part of his skill set. So look, right now, there is no doubt Conor Gallagher is a bona fide starter. Like, he's probably one of the first names, and this is the second poll that I want to do, is Conor Gallagher one of the first names in the starting lineup. Okay. I've got the poll up. Let me know what you guys think about that particular poll. Personally speaking, I think Conor Gallagher is probably one of the first names that go in the starting lineup right now. With Romeo Lavia injured, and even if Romeo Lavia comes back, I think Romeo Lavia is going to find it very difficult to break into this team. You're not going to get rid of Enzo Fernandez. You're not going to get rid of Caicedo. They're the mainstays. And Enzo Fernandez, for me, he's a leader, to be honest. I know he needs to start producing a little bit more in terms of goal contribution, and that's fine. But there's so many other things that Enzo Fernandez, helps the team out with. Caicedo, we know exactly what he brings for that midfield. And Conor Gallagher has definitely put a big stamp on this particular midfield. He really has. And now, it's clear and it's quite evident to see why Maurizio Pochettino favors someone like Conor Gallagher. Conor Gallagher is starting to have slowly but surely starting to have a total package about himself in that midfield. So we'll see what happens moving forward. It's an interesting situation because Chelsea Football Club, the hierarchies, the board were looking to get rid of him. And they've been interested parties in the likes of Everton, who had a 40 million bid last year, I think earlier this year, last season, January. And then there were Spurs who were very excited to get him in the summer window. I think Conor Gallagher's stocks have risen, and I think his price has risen as well. It's interesting, people were head over heels for Mason Mount. But I'm starting to think Conor Gallagher, what he's providing us in midfield, because I feel like Mason Mount, yes, he was getting involved in goals and assists, no doubts about that. But all that attributes that we probably wanted from Mason Mount off the ball, which he's known for. Mason Mount's known for is off the ball. I feel like Conor Gallagher's even better off the ball. I really do think the amount of ground Conor Gallagher covers And it's not just about the pressing. It's about closing players down. It's about intercepting. It's about getting stuck into tackles. Conor Gallagher wins a lot of duels, man. So that's something Mason Mount probably didn't do enough, I feel, at Chelsea Football Club. He pressed well. Mason definitely pressed well. Mason definitely had an engine. But I feel Conor Gallagher probably a tad bit better in terms of what we need in midfield as opposed to what Mason Mount provided us for midfield. So, look, kudos to Conor Gallagher. Let's see what you guys are saying about Conor Gallagher. Grant Rouse, good to see you. It shows, Miz, if you work hard and the one game a week with lots of training with the squad and Poch's involvement with the young squad, the ceiling is so high for him. Yeah, I cannot wait. I hope he continues to be like this. Cobham Academy is the best. We produce a lot of good bowlers, man. There's no doubts about that. Miz, if any team come with 50 million bid for Gallagher, will you accept? Ooh, tough question. Look, honestly speaking, and this is where you guys are going to think I'm a hater. I feel a player like Conor Gallagher, you can get. He's not irreplaceable. No disrespect to Conor Gallagher. He's been doing so well. He's improving 100%. But if someone comes with 50 million, that package that Conor Gallagher brings to the team, and in all honesty, Conor Gallagher is probably worth more than 50 million now. I think 50 million is cheap. I think if someone was to come in for about 65 million, let's say, I think you'll have to entertain that. You will definitely have to entertain that because I feel someone like Romeo Lavia, for instance, he can potentially do, not potentially, I've seen Romeo Lavia do that for Southampton. We're not going to pretend. And I'm asking you guys, for the people that have watched Romeo Lavia last season, let's not pretend that Romeo Lavia was a nobody for Southampton. I saw the Romeo Lavia for Southampton. The guy is an engine. The kid was an engine. Technically sound with the ball. Can score goals. And off the ball. Absolute beast as well, Romeo Lavia. So someone actually comes in with about 60 million, 65 million for Conor Gallagher. I'm going to have to think about it. However, I think Maurizio Pochettino really likes Conor Gallagher a lot. Conor Gallagher is our captain now. Do you know what I mean? Like Conor Gallagher, when our captains are unavailable in the likes of Reece James and Chilwell, Conor Gallagher's the captain. Maurizio Pochettino absolutely admires this player. So when you think about that, you're going to have to back the manager. I'm all up for Maurizio Pochettino having exactly what he needs and what he desires. So I'm a bit torn. I'm fine with either way. Personally, I would cash in. If someone comes in with about 60, 65 million, I'd cash in. But at the same time, if Maurizio Pochettino doesn't want to get rid of him, we don't get rid of him. I'm absolutely okay with that. All right, Pepita, how was your son's birthday? And Eunice coming back to watch along didn't result us in losing. Luck is bad. My son's birthday was magnificent, man. We had such an amazing time. And yeah, I'm back now, and we'll be doing all the watch-alongs and everything. So don't you worry one bit. Gallagher is more available and won't mind being on the bench. Gallagher is always fit and ready to go. And these are very good attributes. It really is a very, very good attribute. You'd still sell Miz? Come on, man. Look, that's just my personal opinion. I personally think Conor Gallagher is not a unique player. That's just my personal take. He's not a unique player for me. He's a very good player. If someone comes in with 60, 65 million, I'd cash in because I know I could probably get the same level of performances from Romeo Lavia. I understand some people are saying Romeo Lavia is injury prone. We'll see. He's young. But I can replace Conor Gallagher. However, Pochettino really, really likes this particular player. So I want to back the manager. I'm all about backing the manager. Whatever the manager wants, I'm all about backing him. So, if you want to sit here and ask for me to be fake, I can't be. I absolutely appreciate what Conor Gallagher has done. This is just a question that's been thrown. It's a hypothetical. I'm not saying go out there and sell Conor Gallagher immediately. I'm not advocating for that. I'm just literally just responding to what someone asked me in the live chat. Would I entertain? Yeah, of course. I might entertain that. So let's not get angry. I'm not advocating. I'm not tweeting out there saying sell Conor Gallagher. I'm not advocating for that. I truly appreciate what Conor Gallagher has done, and I'm actually very, very happy to see him progress in this manner. If one didn't see Gallagher last season and only started watching this season, they'd be blown away. We just have a bit of hindsight issue because we've seen his previous version. Yeah, there you go. Fair enough. All right. Now, let's talk about a few of the other players. Ladies and gentlemen, over 224 people live right now. We've only got 75 likes. Ladies and gentlemen, would love to get close to 200 likes if we can. And if you're here for the first time, subscribe as well. The live streams on a regular basis is back, and we're gonna have the watch-alongs and everything. Everything will be back. So I just had a bit of a break for my son's birthday, and it was a lovely getaway. So make sure you smash the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe. Michaela Mudryk, Cole Palmer. Let's talk about a couple of these particular players, ladies and gentlemen. I feel like these two players. We'll talk about Cole Palmer first. Cole Palmer, such a versatile player, such a unique type of player as well. So supremely talented, so good on the ball, can score goals, can assist goals. Now he's our regular penalty taker as well. So calm and collected. There's so much to like about this particular kid, man. So much. And he seems so mature for his age. It's sensational to watch, honestly. And he's played on the right side. He played just behind the striker. Now he's played false nine. There is so many places you can utilize Cole Palmer. It's ridiculous. And I'm so happy, to be honest, during the summer window, Cole Palmer's name was not one of the names that came in our mind. We were looking at different names. We were maybe looking at more experienced players. Cole Palmer's name was something that just didn't come out on top of our head. But I'm so glad we've done this, and kudos to the board, kudos to the scouting team, and what a fantastic addition! Honestly, what a fantastic addition to Chelsea Football Club. Michaela Mudryk's another one. I know that goal that he scored against Arsenal. Let's be honest, that was more of a cross, but look, still banger of a finish. But this is just rewards for a player that is so determined, that works so hard, that finally the goals are now starting to come. I'm going to end the poll for Conor Gallagher now. 85 votes in, and majority of you guys believe that he is a starter at the moment. 100%, I agree with you guys. 100% agree with you guys. Michaela Mudryk, ladies and gentlemen, what we are seeing from him now is the result of hard work, desire, determination, and I hope it continues. I truly do hope it continues. And what a moment, right? He was looking to perhaps go to Arsenal Football Club, and then he scored against them at Stamford Bridge. What a celebration that was, and what a banger of a goal as well. Obviously, we Chelsea fans will try and pretend that wasn't a cross. That definitely was a cross. But a lot of you guys have said, I've not watched the entire match. I've just watched the highlights. But a lot of you guys I've noticed in the comment section, in Twitter, and everywhere else, I've noticed that you guys have said that once Michaela Mudryk was taken off, the game kind of went south. We didn't have that same impetus. So look, that's something Mauricio Pochettino needs to start learning. Do you go too defensive too early? Is there a need to be too defensive at times? Should we at home, especially at Stamford Bridge, just go out there and keep on attacking the opposition? Don't really give them a sniff. These are some of the things that we will definitely look out for. But I'm not surprised at the moment. I can see the level of hard work Mudryk is putting in, and now he's getting the just rewards. And I'm glad it's all coming together. And Mauricio Pochettino will have to take a lot of praise for this, because he truly has put his arm around Michaela Mudryk to get the best out of him. And as I said, Cole Palmer, sensational purchase for us. Let's see what you guys are saying. Yes, Chelsea Fana needs to apologize to Misha. Chelsea Fana. You mean fans? I remember all the hate he was getting after the West Ham game, saying things like, we should have signed Leao. He's not good enough. Talk now. Look, this is what I hate when people, pretend like as if there wasn't something wrong at that stage. I advocated at that time that we need to give Mudryk a good, a good few games to start to see what he can bring for us and grow his confidence and see if he can get some consistency. But for one reason or another, and I think Mauricio Pochettino has alluded to that he wasn't really following the instructions. He wasn't playing for the team. And there was a lot of work that needed to be done. So we're not going to sit here and pretend that during those games, Mudryk was awful. His first touch, his decision-making was awful. So I'm not going to be one of those fans that's going to sit here and blame those other fans that, oh, why were you talking like that? I can understand that. I definitely can understand that. When we've spent a lot of money on a player like Mudryk, and to have the season we had last season and then to start this season in the manner that we did start, I can understand why some of the fans were irate. And this is what I mean. This is why it's important, ladies and gentlemen. We need to win. When you consistently win, you can overlook certain things. You can have a bit of a leeway. When you don't win, I think that's when things starts to get a bit heated. That's when things start to get a little bit crazy. So now the fact that we're playing good, we're a little bit more lenient. And yeah, look, when you apply logic, the logic should have always been that we should be patient with Mudryk. Of course, we should be patient. I think majority of the fan base, I personally feel, were patient because they could see that he didn't start and they could see that the raw talent is there, and it's just going to be a matter of time until a particular manager puts his arm around him and really takes the time to develop him. And this is what Pochettino is doing right now. Unpopular opinion, Mudryk still doesn't start before Sterling and Palmer. A lot of holes in his game and inconsistent. His goals overshadowed that. Look, there's definitely a lot of room for improvement. There's no doubts about that. But I do want to continue. I do want to see him start. And this is the conundrum we're going to fall into, because Nicholas Jackson most likely is probably going to come back and start as a striker. I don't see ourselves playing with Cole Palmer as a false nine for many more games. So this is the conundrum. This is why in recent times I've advocated for Mudryk, Palmer, Sterling, Jackson, which means, only two midfielders, and you go with Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo. And I think that is quite harsh on someone like Conor Gallagher. I think Conor Gallagher absolutely deserves to be in the team, which now makes it a bit difficult because Cole Palmer and Raheem Sterling is the experienced member in the team, most likely needs to start. So someone like Mudryk, once again, is going to find himself in a tough position, which I don't want him to be. Do you know what I mean? Like, I like Sterling a lot. A lot of you guys know I like Sterling a lot. And I think our attack needs certain level of experience. So it's a conundrum. It definitely is a conundrum. You can't have everyone starting. I definitely want to see Nicholas Jackson start again. I don't want to see the false nine too long. I think we do need to start with Nicholas Jackson and then have Cole Palmer playing just a bit behind him or on the right side. So we'll see what happens. We're going to slowly wrap things up. Adnan, thank you for this comment. This is what I don't like about sports fans. People dismissing players so early. Got to give them time and back them. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap things up. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button before you go. If you're here for the first time, subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. I'll have another piece of content out later tonight, wrapping up all the Chelsea news. The watch-alongs are back. The live streams on a daily basis is back, and I shall see you guys very, very soon. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Until next time, everyone, take care. See ya.